Hello, my name is Christopher Columbus. I was born on October 31st, 1451 in Genoa, Italy. As a teen, I learned how to read and write. Soon after, I became fascinated with maps and navigation. Also, as a young teen, I became a sailor and went on several trading voyages. I was very interested in Marco Polo's journeys and wanted to find the most direct route to Asia. I also believed that the world was round, not flat, as most people thought. I also created a trade route that brought good like food and horses and grains, and bad things like smallpox. On my first voyage into the Atlantic Ocean, I nearly lost my life. A commercial fleet I was sailing with was attacked by French privateers off the coast of Portugal. The ship was burned, and I had to swim to the Portuguese shore and make my way to Lisbon, Portugal. Eventually, I settled and married Donna Felipe Prestrello, which gave me more time to adventure and to spread the word of Christianity. Soon after, my wife died, and I returned to Spain. I had a second son out of wedlock in 1488 with Beatriz and Quiz de Ariana. Not long after, I got rejected by the Portuguese king for a 3-ship voyage of discovery. I took my plan next to Genoa and then to Venice, but was once again rejected. I then went to Spanish monarchy of Isabella of Castile and Ferdinand of Aragon in 1488. Their nautical experts were too skeptical, and in Italy I was rejected once again. But they did keep me on a retainer. Finally, in January 1492, the monarchs agreed to finance my expedition. In August of 1492, I left Spain in my flagship named the Santa Maria, with the Pinta and the Nina alongside. But my crew was very nervous about the trip because they were used to staying on the coast, and my plan was to head out to sea. After 36 days of sailing, myself and several crewmen set foot on an island in the present-day Bahamas, claiming it for Spain. There I encountered a timid but friendly group of natives who were open to trade with the sailors, exchanging glass beads, cotton balls, parrots, and spears. On Christmas Day, on the way back to Spain, the Santa Maria hit a reef and was wrecked. I returned to Spain in 1493 and was welcomed like a hero. That same year, I took another expedition and explored more islands in the Caribbean Ocean. Upon arrival in Hispaniola, my crew discovered that the Navidad settlement had been destroyed with all the sailors massacred. Spurning the wishes of the Queen, who found slavery offensive, I established a forced labor policy over the native population to rebuild the settlement and explore for gold, believing it would prove to be profitable. My efforts produced small amounts of gold and great hatred among the native population. Before returning to Spain, I left my brothers Bartholomew and Diego to govern the settlement of Hispaniola and sailed briefly along the larger Caribbean islands, further convincing me that I discovered the outer islands of China. It wasn't until my third voyage that I actually reached the main island, exploring the Orinoco River in present-day Venezuela. Unfortunately, conditions at the Hispaniola settlement had deteriorated to the point of near mutiny, with settlers claiming they had been misled by me. The Spanish crown sent a royal officer who arrested me and stripped me of my authority. I returned to Spain in chains to face the royal court. The charges were dropped, but I lost my title of governor on the Indies for a time. I lost much of the riches made during my voyages. I took my last voyage in 1502, traveling along the eastern coast of Central America in an unsuccessful search for a route to the Indian Ocean. A storm wrecked one of my ships, stranding the captain and his crew on the island of Cuba. During this time, local islanders, tired of the Spaniards' poor treatment and obsession with gold, refused to give them food. In a spark of inspiration, I consulted a book of maps and devised a plan to punish the islanders. That is, by taking away the moon. Soon after, I died on May 20th, 1506, and my last request was to be locked up in chains and buried as a reminder of how I was treated.